Greetings, I'm Dr. Sean Reed, author of the Dating Toolbox, available on Amazon.com. So, today I want to talk about the fact that women are drawn to unpredictable men. Or put another way, and I'm going to risk it here with the YouTube censors, women are drawn to assholes, put more bluntly. So the question I want to ask today is, why is that? And what can we learn to increase our chances, our success with women from unpredictable men without, of course, being an asshole? So basically, what you're going to learn by the end of this video is how to take the things that attract women from unpredictable men to do those things while still at the same time being a gentleman, not being an asshole. I argue that my guys, we always are gentlemen, but at the same time, we can do these things that really jerks get away with that attract women to them. And today's discussion is going to be especially important for my older viewers. One of the things that happens as we mature as men, I argue we should always be seeking self-improvement. We should always be becoming better men. So one of the things we do as we become older as men is we get rid of our impulsiveness. We're not excessively aggressive. Now, that doesn't mean you can't aggressively pursue success, but, we're not getting in street fights like we did when we were 22 years old, right? We become more wise. We become better men. But the irony is, as men become more stable, they tend to often lose those characteristics, those wild characteristics that women are attracted to. It's been proven time and again that women are attracted to wild, unpredictable men. The big thing that women want to do, I've seen this firsthand, is they want to tame these bad boys. They want to tame these wild men. That was a big thing with my wife, right? My wife likes to brag about the fact that she took the wild boy, me, and tamed me. So the question we have here is, what characteristics can we take away from unpredictable assholes? Again, use my language. How can we still be gentlemen, yet still have these qualities that attract women? So that's what I want to talk about today. So we know that women seek to tame men. And as I mentioned, today's video is going to be especially appropriate for my older viewers, because as we get older, we behave better. We start, improving as we begin. Like I said, we become less impulsive, less aggressive, less violent, less unpredictable. We become members of society. If we don't, generally we end up places like prison or the morgue, right? If I kept going on the way I was in my early 20s, it's amazing I didn't die. I was drinking heavily every night. I was getting in bar fights multiple times. It's a miracle I'm still alive. I've had my whole face reconstructed. I've had like 11 surgeries to my face. Basically, I was living a terrible way, but I attracted lots of women. I got women constantly. Now, I could not maintain a relationship. If you're an unpredictable asshole, you're gonna attract women, but you're not going to be able to maintain relations. But I attracted lots of women. Then when I got clean and sober, I quit drinking. I started living my life based on the principles of AA. I became this really nice guy, this guy who was very predictable, who was very stable. When that happened to me, I couldn't get women for the life of me. Every woman I met would dump me after a few weeks because I was such a nice guy. So the question here is, how do we maintain those qualities, those unpredictable qualities, yet to be good men and good gentlemen? That's the question I want to answer today. And the way we do that is, I've talked about, I've had another video of, we remain a challenge. Okay, so That's why I have my system. My system is designed for good men who want to become successful with women. And one of the keys is to remain a challenge. So that is why, again, I argue we have to have lots of options. That's, take that aggressiveness and channel it. Channel it into starting conversations with women. Channel it into getting lots of getting lots of phone numbers. Channel it into getting lots of dates. When you're dating 3 women a week, you are naturally going to be a challenge, right? So I may have 3 great women I'm dating. I see one Tuesday, I see one Thursday, I see one Saturday. What that does is it keeps me from obsessing on any one woman. I spoon feed myself to her. She only sees me once a week. So I'm going to maintain that element of unpredictability, that element of challenge naturally, okay? I don't commit to women until I've been dating with them for a while. So many guys pour their heart out in the first few dates. Don't do that. Guard that information carefully. Again, that locks into this primal instinct of women to want to want men that are challengers. Donna Summer said, I'm going to bring a wild man home tonight. That's what women want. And so by having lots of choices, that enables us to maintain that notion, that element of unpredictability, to maintain that notion of a wild man, yet we're really, we're still being a gentleman, right? I've talked to my other videos about the fact, we don't lie to women. So if I'm dating 3 women and a woman asks me, are you seeing other women? I make a joke out of it. I say, ha ha ha, only about 15. But you're my favorite. So we don't lie, and then at some point we do commit to a woman down the road, and then we enter into a long-term relationship, okay? But even once we enter that long-term relationship, we still must be a challenge, right? If after you've seen a woman for 3 months, you commit to her, you stop seeing all other women, you stop getting phone numbers, you still need to be a challenge with her. So what does that mean? That means you still limit your time with her, okay? So I've been seeing a woman for 6 months. Okay, I'm going to see her more than once a week now. I'm going to see her twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. I don't see her every day. We don't move in together, okay? I still guard my personal information, right? I have mommy issues. I have things that happened in my childhood. I got beatings with a stick. I don't talk about that. You can talk about that with a therapist, or, you can share that with your sponsor in AA. You can even share that with some of your friends. I have friends, we talk about stuff that happened to us in our childhood. We have similarities, but I don't get into that with my wife. I don't let my wife be my therapist. So 18 years into a relationship, 20 years into a relationship, we still maintain that element of challenge. That's why we don't go crazy with text messages, right? I don't text my wife every day checking up on her, because what that does is it shows weakness. It shows that you are no longer a challenge. You need to maintain that element of challenge, and we do that by not excessive texting. Again, we just celebrated my 18th anniversary, and one thing I like to do with my wife is date night. Okay, so, and that's critical for any relationship, to have a date night. So about twice a week, I will ask my wife to go on a date night. Now, date nights are fantastic, right? I love date nights. I'm going to try and keep this video G-rated, but on a date night with my wife, it always ends up in sex. And this is the kind of sex that we had when we were dating, the kind of sex that we had the first year of our relationship. So I love date nights. We go out dancing and it ends up in sex. I love that. But there's some nights, my wife, I like to do a date night a good twice a month, 2 or 3. If I had my way, I would do a date night 2 or 3 nights a month. But my wife is busy and she claims she only has time for one date night a month. So if I ask my wife to go out on a Saturday night and she turns me down, I don't whine about it. I don't complain about it. I don't pester her. What I do is I'll go out with my buddy Walter. We'll go watch a band. We'll go dancing. And what that says, that message that sends to my wife is, if you don't want to go out with me, someone else will. So again, we maintain that notion of challenge. We maintain that notion of neediness. All right, guys. So again, women are drawn to unpredictable men. And you need to, no matter where you are, no matter what stage of the relationship, you need to maintain that unpredictability. Again, we can do this and still be a gentleman. We're always gentlemen. We're always polite. But we must remain a challenge. That is the key to relationships. All right, guys. So if you like what you heard today, please check out my book. It's available on Amazon.com. Below in the comments, before the comments, you'll see a link if you're interested in my book. Again, please, if you like what you saw and heard today, hit that like and subscribe button, and happy dating.